1958 was the year of the one-and-done miracle. Artists who hit the charts once, then disappeared while their songs lived on in diners, jukeboxes, and movie soundtracks. In this video, we're digging up 12 forgotten one-hit R&B and doo-wop classics you probably know by heart, even if you forgot who sang them. Coming in at number 12, Oh Julie by the Crescendos. Oh Julie is teenage heartbreak in slow motion. 5 kids from Nashville cut this doo-wop ballad in 1957, and by early 1958 it was suddenly pulled all over the radio, climbing to the top 5 on both the pop and R&B charts and selling over 1 million copies.
Although you're older than me, it makes no difference, you see.
The magic is in the details. George Lanius's pleading lead vocal and those ghostly high harmonies from Janice Green, who wasn't even in the group. She was just another singer at the studio pulled in for the session. The Crescendos tried a couple more singles, but nothing clicked like Oh Julie.
And make my dreams come true.
The label dropped them, the band faded, and this one lovesick ballad was left to haunt oldies shows, diner jukeboxes, and late-night playlists for decades. Number 11, You by the Aquatones.
Please come back to me.
You sounds like a ghost singing from the end of a long hallway. Lynn Nixon's lead vocal is high, fragile, and a little eerie, floating over a slow doo-wop backing that barely moves.
How did you go? Please come.
No big drums, no horns, just a small group making something strangely haunting. The Aquatones only ever had this one hit. It brushed the charts in 1958 and then quietly slid into cult status, later popping up in movies and on deep-cut compilations.
My darling, come back and stay.
Most people couldn't tell you the group's name, but the moment that first line hits, the memory kicks in. It's the kind of record you put on late at night and let ring out in an empty room, all echo and ache. At number 10, Down the Aisle of Love by the Quintones.
Long ago my heart and mind got together.
This is the sound of a high school dream pressed onto wax. The Quintones were teenagers from York, Pennsylvania, and Down the Aisle of Love takes the wedding march, flips it into a doo-wop intro, and then settles into a slow, sincere ballad about wanting that big walk down the church aisle.
One who is my ideal.
It became a surprise hit in '58. Then the group never scored another song anywhere near as big. But if you've ever dug through oldie stations or '50s comps, you've probably heard this floating in the background at least once. It's easy to hear the DNA of later wedding and anniversary songs in this. The structure is simple, the harmonies are sweet, and everything is built around that fantasy of commitment.
Or will I pass her by and never hear?
It's like an early, innocent cousin of the slow dances that would rule soul radio 2 decades later. If that's the dream of love, the next record sounds like someone clinging to it with both hands. At number 9, We Belong Together by Robert and Johnny. If you've ever heard that line, "You're mine and we belong together," drifting through an old movie or a late-night playlist, this is probably the version. Robert and Johnny's We Belong Together is pure slow dance energy. Simple chords, soft harmonies, and a lead vocal that sounds like someone trying not to fall apart mid-sentence. It hit the R&B and pop charts in 1958. Then the duo never really caught that kind of fire again. Covers by Richie Valens and others helped the song live on. But the original still has the most raw, vulnerable feel. It's just two voices, a bare arrangement, and 3 minutes of trying to hold on to someone who might already be gone. Number 8, You Cheated by the Shields.
You cheated, you lied, you said.
You Cheated is pure 2 a.m. jukebox heartbreak. The lead vocal comes in tired and wounded, repeating, "You cheated, you lied," over and over like they're still trying to process what happened.
Nothing about love.
The harmony is smooth but not slick, and the band keeps everything slow and simple so the emotion hits harder. The song climbed the charts in '58 and became The Shields' one real claim to fame. After that, the group shuffled lineups and labels, but nothing else broke through like this single did. It isn't over the top or theatrical, just quietly devastated, which somehow makes every line land a little deeper. At number 7, One Summer Night by the Danliers.
One summer night, I kissed your.
One Summer Night sounds exactly like its title. Soft lead vocal, gentle doo-wop backing, and a lazy tempo that feels like warm air and streetlights. There's not a lot happening musically. No wild key changes, no huge arrangement. But that's the point. It lives on mood.
I held you tight, you and.
The Danliers were a New York group who hit big once with this and then never came close again. The single sold over 1 million copies, became a staple on oldies radio, and then quietly turned into one of those songs everyone recognizes, but almost nobody can credit. This plays like the distant cousin of every summer slow jam you ever played on repeat. Same bittersweet nostalgia, same remember that one night energy, just recorded in a decade when all you needed was a mic, a reverb-heavy studio, and a group of kids who really meant it.
Kiss me, oh so tender.
Before we spin the next story of a crush that never even looks your way, hit like and subscribe to help keep these forgotten records alive and support the channel, because the heartbreak in the next song might land a little too close to home. At number 6, Born Too Late by the Ponytails.
Too late for you to know.
Born Too Late is the soundtrack of every teen crush where you feel completely invisible. 3 high school girls from Ohio sing about liking an older boy who barely notices them. And it's all sighs, harmonies, and that helpless little hook.
Wish it could be me.
Born Too Late for you to notice me. It became a big hit in '58, but the Ponytails never landed another song with that kind of reach. The record stuck. The group didn't.
Born too late for you to care.
What's left is one perfectly awkward, honest little time capsule of what it feels like to want someone who barely knows you exist. Number 5, Who Wrote The Book of Love by the Monotones. Few hooks are as instantly recognizable as this one. I wonder, who wrote the Book of Love? It's goofy, catchy, and built around hand claps, nonsense syllables, and a melody you can sing after one listen. The Monotones were joking around after hearing a toothpaste jingle, turned that "I wonder what" idea into a lyric, and accidentally wrote their one massive hit. The song shot up the pop and R&B charts, then the group never matched it again. One monster single, a few follow-ups that fizzled, and a lifetime membership in every one-hit wonder playlist, powered almost entirely by that one unforgettable chant. Number 4, Get a Job by the Silhouettes.
then I go back to the house. I hear the woman smile.
Get a Job is working class doo-wop with teeth. Before the first verse even starts, you get that yip 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 intro, and the sha-na-na-na backing that would later inspire an entire revival group's name.
After breakfast every day, you know the one is ran my way. I never felt the same.
Then comes the punchline, a young guy drifting around while everyone tells him, get a job. Released on a tiny label, it unexpectedly exploded, hitting #1 on both the pop and R&B charts in early 1958. After that, the Silhouettes never scored another hit of that size again. It grooves, it jokes. But underneath the bounce, it's very real about how hard it is just to get by when all anyone wants to know is what you do for a living. And just when it feels like the jukebox is all bills and pressure, the next record kicks in and reminds you what pure, carefree fun sounds like. Sitting at #3, Rockin' Robin by Bobby Day.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, popping and a bopping and a...
This is one of those songs where the hooks have hooks. Tweedly deedly dee, bird calls, hand claps, and a beat that never sits still. Bobby Day dropped a Rockin' Robin in 1958 and it flew up the charts, then basically became his entire solo identity.
He started going steady and bless my soul. He out-popped the buzzard and the... Oh.
He wrote and recorded other great tracks, but this is the one everyone knows, partly because a young Michael Jackson brought it back in the 70s. That cover is what a lot of people grew up with, but the original has a rawer, more straight-up R&B bounce.
He out-popped the buzzard and the Oreo. He rocks in the treetop all the day.
Rockin' Robin is not deep, not heavy, just 3 minutes of joy that refuses to age. Runner-up at #2, Little Star by The Elegants.
There you are, little star.
Take Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, give it a street corner and some reverb, and you get Little Star. The Elegants flipped a nursery rhyme into a doo-wop ballad with tight harmonies and a simple hypnotic melody.
Twinkle, twinkle.
In 1958, it shot all the way to #1 on the Hot 100. And then that was basically it. Follow-up singles fizzled, the lineup shifted, and the group never came close to that peak again. But the record itself never left, living on through oldies radio, compilations, and movie soundtracks.
Send me down a love to share. Oh.
5 guys in matching suits turning a bedtime song into a chart-topping slow dance. Topping the list at #1, To Know Him Is to Love Him by the Teddy Bears. Our #1 starts with a teenager staring at a gravestone. Phil Spector saw the words, "To know him was to love him," on his father's grave, turned it into a lyric. And with the Teddy Bears, cut a whisper-soft ballad at Gold Star Studios. In late 1958, it climbed to #1 and sat there for weeks. The Teddy Bears never matched it. The group dissolved, but the song just kept going. Covered by the Beatles, reimagined by Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Emmylou Harris, and dropped into decades of soundtracks. If you're a 70s R&B or soft rock fan, this feels like the seed of the big orchestral love songs that came later. Simple words, gentle beat, and a melody so direct it hits you the first time you hear it. Recognized more songs than you expected? Hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which one took you straight back to your childhood. Then keep the nostalgia rolling by watching our next video on the forgotten R&B hits of the early 70s. You'll hear even more ghosts from the jukebox. AIAB 12. Forgotten one-hit wonders from 1970. You need to hear youtube.com/watch 这首 Y key 哎，是 N46 key。